next up, we're going to bring up the other John. You ready, John? John's going to come up and he's going to do old jokes.
And I need to catch my breath here. Just got back from the sun, back from the VA clinic. Developed angina just walking into the building from the parking garage. Nothing like angina. It really teaches you to appreciate every minute of life. I used to wonder what these things were good for. You were going to fall down, what good would a stick do you? Well, now I know. You lose your sense of down. And you can't tell where down is with just 2 feet. But with this, down is in that general direction. Had a near-death experience, came back with a lot of questions and no answers. Why do they call it a near-death experience? I mean, if you come back, how near-death could you have been? Now, catching your parents doing it. That's a near-death experience. There aren't too many advantages to getting old, but one of them is that along with youth, it provides a ready excuse for your indiscretions. That's why they make diapers for both. Another advantage, you learn to appreciate the little things. A good chair is better than sex. And finally, you get to tell old jokes. That's not jokes that are old. That's jokes about old people.
So how old are you?
I don't like to say how old I am, but when I was a kid, there was only one continent. No, the one before that, Rodinia. Back in those days, I was just one cell, reproduced by splitting. Boring. But the world was thawing out from the snowball period. So I invented sex to try to get warm. I never thought that it would be good for anything else.
I can't believe that.
I'm so old that most of the sayings attributed to others were probably first said by me. But I don't remember which ones.
I can believe that part.
I'm so old that if I were a grandfather clock, the shadow of my pendulum would have worn a hole in the back of the case.
So what sign were you born under?
When I was born, we had different constellations.
So did you ever get married?
When I was young, we bought into the rightness of first working to complete your education, then establishing your career, then courting, then marrying, then having sex, having kids, putting them all through college. Now they start with the sex and work backwards.
Yes, sir. So did you ever get
I'm still working on completing my education. I'm not so old that I can't appreciate a good-looking woman. I just don't remember what it is we used to like to do with each other. But women my age, though, are beginning to appreciate me. I think they think I could help them take care of their granddaughters.
Maybe they think you're harmless.
They've always thought I was harmless. Isn't that a good thing?
So are you seeing anybody?
Well, I'm going out with ladies, but I don't think any of us can see each other very well anymore.
So what do you do when you go out with these ladies?
We talk.
What do you talk about?
Her children, her diseases, her grandchildren, her medications, her great-grandchildren, her operations, her great-great-grandchildren, and her friends that have died recently.
So what about yourself do you talk about?
My diseases, my medications, my operations, my friends that have died recently.
But have you ever found love?
Has anyone? People are for companionship. They're like cats. If you want to love, get a dog.
Do you ever talk about the future?
What future? Mine is almost over. Now the future is for the rest of you younger folks to screw up.
You sound bitter.
I'm not. I've had a good life. It's been fun. Made a few mistakes. So some of the mistakes were the best part. And I've made a difference. I'm disappointed in others, but not in myself.
So, do you have any advice for the youngsters?
Charm the medical staff.
Anything else?
You're not paranoid. The universe really is out to get you. Nothing ever works out the way you expect it to, unless you expect it to work out differently. There are three kinds of people. The first kind learn from their mistakes. The second kind don't learn from their mistakes. The third kind learn from other people's mistakes. And there are two kinds of fools. The first kind think they can run things, and the second kind don't think they can run things. So, my advice, when it comes down to it, is that laughter, humor, is the ultimate wisdom. That's what lies between trying to run things and knowing you can't run things. And if, Dylan said it, that do not go quietly into the night. What a crock. When your time comes, it's either going to be too quick or too hectic. If you have anything to say it well in advance. And the best present you can give someone you're about to lose is the gift of laughter. Because in the end, the best that we can do